At 88, unable to sleep, I lay in the dark trying to remember a business trip I'd taken in 1990. I missed my son's high school graduation because of it. I tried for an hour to reconstruct it. Where I'd gone, who the client was, why it couldn't wait. Nothing. I remembered my son's face when I told him I wasn't coming. I remembered that with perfect precision. The trip has completely disappeared. His face has not. I spent decades believing my career was the most important thing I was building. At 92, I can tell you, the career has almost entirely faded from memory. The deals, the clients, the projects, gone. What has not faded is my family, the moments I was present for, and the moments I wasn't. Both of those are perfectly clear. Here is what I know now, from the far end of a life spent choosing work. The work fades, the family stays. When I search my memory for what I actually want to hold on to from that decade, it is never the career milestones. It is never the recognitions or the closings or the promotions. It's the specific evenings. My younger daughter, falling asleep on my shoulder mid-movie, the full weight of her head against me. My son asking me at the dinner table what I actually thought about something, not just in passing, but asking because he wanted to know, and the conversation that ran until midnight. A Tuesday night I turned down a work dinner and played cards with my wife instead, and she laughed at something I said in a way I haven't forgotten in 40 years. Not occasions, ordinary evenings. I was not always present. I missed a great deal, but the evenings where I did stay, the ordinary, unhurried ones where nothing significant was scheduled, those are still perfectly vivid, still real. The moments worth having are not the ones on the calendar. They are the ones that happen when you have chosen to be there without any particular reason except that your family is there too. I missed my son's high school graduation for a client I cannot name. I have tried. I believe the name started with an H. I believe the project involved some kind of commercial real estate transaction. I believe it was important enough at the time that I told myself it couldn't wait 4 days. I cannot tell you what it was for. I cannot tell you how it turned out. I cannot tell you whether it mattered in any lasting sense to the career I was building. It is simply gone. What is not gone is the phone call where I told my son I wouldn't be there. The specific silence on his end before he said, "Okay, Dad." The way he said it, not angry, just quiet. The way that quiet has lived in me ever since. My son has never brought up the graduation I missed, not once, in the decades since. I don't know if that's grace or acceptance or something else, but I know that I cannot remember the client, and I know his face when I told him has never once left me. At 72, I started saying no to evening work. Stopped taking calls after 6, stopped booking weekends. My colleagues thought I was winding down. I was doing something else. I was choosing deliberately to be home when my family was home. My children were adults by then, in their 30s, with their own families. But I showed up. Dinners, weekends, the ordinary Tuesday visits that hadn't been a habit before. It helped. Those years matter to me. I am grateful I did it when I did. But I have thought often about that man at 45, at 50, at 55, and what would have been possible if he had made the same decision then, when his children were still children, when his wife was still young, when the ordinary evenings still had decades left in them. You can start now. Whatever age you are, you can make the choice I made at 72, but I want to be honest with you. The earlier you make it, the more you get. Every year you wait is a year of ordinary evenings you will not have back. Never too late to start. Never early enough that you have time to spare. In her final years, my wife talked often about the early decades of our marriage. The stories she came back to were not the vacations or the anniversaries or the Christmas mornings where I'd organize something. They were ordinary things. A Sunday drive we'd taken with no particular destination. A meal we'd sat over so long the candles burned down. An afternoon I'd come home early for no reason except that I wanted to be home, and she'd been surprised, pleasantly surprised, in a way that told me it didn't happen often enough. Those were the things she carried. Those were the things she told our grandchildren. I had spent years trying to build memorable occasions, marking the calendar with events that would matter. She didn't remember the events. She remembered the Tuesday afternoons. The people who love you are paying attention to something entirely different than what you think they're paying attention to. They are tracking your presence, not your gestures. They are counting the ordinary moments, not the extraordinary ones, and those are what they will carry. At 92, if someone asks me what my career achieved, I can give them an honest answer. It built a good life, provided for my family. I am proud of parts of it. But if someone asks me whether it was worth what it cost, the graduations missed, the dinners walked out of early, the evenings my family sat at a table without me, I pause for a long time before I answer. The honest answer is mostly no. Not because the work wasn't real or because it didn't matter, but because the same man who built that career could have built it in 50 hours a week instead of 80. The deals I chose over my family were not, in most cases, deals that required me to make that choice. I told myself they did. They didn't. The sacrifice was not required. It was chosen. Every late night, every missed occasion, every call taken during dinner, chosen. I told myself there was no other way. There was. I just didn't take it. That is the thing I want you to understand. Not that careers aren't important, but that you are choosing right now in every decision you make every day. Choose differently. The work will not stay with you. I can tell you that with certainty. The moments with your family will, the ones you were present for and the ones you weren't. You do not need a dramatic change. You do not need to walk away from your career. You just need to make a different choice tonight than the one you were going to make. There is a meeting you can skip, a call you can return tomorrow, an evening you can give back to your family instead of your work. Let one thing go tonight. The client whose name I can't remember will understand. Your family will remember that you came home.